So, thank you. So welcome everybody in Malang Toastmasters Club's meeting 191. I cannot believe that it's almost our 200th meeting. I still remember when we held our 100th meeting in Ubud hotels, if I'm not mistaken. If you still remember that, when we have like sort of fine dining, is it fine dining or buffet? But we had fun, so I cannot wait until our 200th meeting later. We still don't know what to do in our 200th meeting, but let's just enjoy the journey until we celebrate our 200th meeting. And thank you for all role takers for coming on time. And then we have also our visiting Toastmasters, Aldo from Empire Toastmasters Club. And then we have Haris here. Hi, it's been a long time, Haris. And then we also have Lufti from Bineka Online that help us as first evaluators. Thank you, Lufti, for your help. And as you know, from our theme for today is about follow up on your goals. I think it's an interesting theme for today since we are still in the beginning of 2022. Yes, till New Year's 5, probably there are some of us who still write the resolutions, but we don't know whether you have followed up on your resolution to 2022 resolutions. And right. And then, actually why do set up this theme? And then actually why do we need to follow up on our goals? So basically, since in every new year, some of us might write our resolutions, following up on our goals, meaning that we help ourselves to remain on track. But sometimes we encounter like unpredictable hurdles in the midst of the journey, right? We still don't know whether you are still motivated in February. Probably some of us have like lost the motivation, although it's still in February, right? So sometimes our goals or our dreams seem so distant. So I would like to share with you three ways to stay motivated to follow up on your goals. First, reach out to others. So if you need support system, you can reach out to your friends, to your family, so that to keep you motivated. And then second, manage your energies. So we know that during the pandemic like this, probably we have a lot of work to do, and then we have to manage our time between offline and online activities. So we have to manage our energies well so that we will not lose our motivation in the middle of our way to our goals. And then third is tweak your habits. I think tweaking our habits is important, because sometimes we just set our goals, but we don't really make the habits to make it realized, right? So probably when you have goals now, so you might want to set up several habits that you need to work on so that you can achieve your goals later, right? Thank you. And oh yeah, we have Lailing here already. And then I think we can just continue with our
agenda for the day.
Agenda, right? Yes. And then in our meeting, we have 3 items of agenda. first we have prepared speech, and then second we have table topic session, and then third we have evaluation session. And then in evaluation session, this is like the heart of Toastmasters, where we can learn from other members, where we have like peer learning, right? And then it's not only for the speakers, but everybody in the room can learn also from the evaluation session. And then I would like to call our general evaluator, who will lead the evaluation session later on. And then she said to me that her life goals now is to focus to achieve her dreams, to get scholarship abroad. So I hope that you can stay on track, Eska, so that you can achieve your dreams to go abroad to get your scholarship. So now, without further ado, please help me welcome our first timer general evaluator, Toastmasters, Eska.
Hello, good evening, everyone, fellow Toastmaster and distinguished guests. Today, I'll be your general evaluator, and as your GE for today's meeting, I'm gonna evaluate everything that takes place in our meetings tonight. But do you know why is it so important to evaluate our meeting? Because we can know the things that already well in our meetings tonight and the things that maybe we can improve in the next meeting. So don't worry, I'm not alone to evaluate our meetings tonight, but I'm gonna with my team. And the first one is our counter. And our counter for tonight is Toastmaster Lita. Or maybe we can also call her Toastmaster Megan or Toastmaster Margaret. Okay, let's we call her Toastmaster Lita. And before Toastmaster Lita explain to us a little bit more about the counter roles, I will share to you about Toastmaster Lita's goals. And her goals is helping you and herself to have a deeper look on the comfortable habits which may hinder us to be great speaker. Also, she gives other possibilities on how to be comfortable talking in public. So let's please welcome Toastmaster Lita.
Thank you, Toastmaster Eska. You're really sweet. And in this meeting, my role is actually write down all the comfortable crutch word that makes the habit for you as a speaker so that you can use other possibility to be a better speaker by reducing the crutch words such as so and let's see. So back to you, Toastmaster Iska.
Yay, thank you so much, Toastmaster Rita. And the second one is our timer. And actually, in our meeting tonight, the timer rules will be held by Toastmaster Dini and me. So let's ask Toastmaster Dini to explain to us a little bit more about timer rules. Toastmaster Dini.
All right, since everybody here is Toastmasters members, so I'm just going to be quick for the speakers. So for APRI, so you have to be prepared when you see the green background like this. I'm sorry, it's quite all right. Green background like this, meaning that you have reached 15 minutes. And then when you reach the yellow background like this, yeah, you can still continue your speech, but when you see the red background like this, it means that you have reached 20 minutes and then you have to stop your presentation. And then for Christina, 5 to 7 minutes, 5 green, yellow 6, and then red for 7 minutes. And for the table topic session, so everybody has chance to speak for 1 to 2 minutes. If you see green, it means that you have reached 1 minute, and then yellow 1.5, and then red means that you have reached 2 minutes, and then you have to directly stop your speech, but you have like around 30 seconds to conclude your ideas. And then for evaluator, for Toastmasters Lufty and then Toastmasters Lai Ling Ling, your time is 2 to 3 minutes. So green for 2 minutes, and then yellow for 2.5, and then red for 3 minutes. And then you also have 30 seconds to wrap up your evaluation. Back to you, Toastmasters Eska.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dini. And the last one, sometimes when we speak, we will use mispronounced word or misuse words. So that is why we need our grammarians for our tonight's meetings. Please welcome Toastmaster Jasmine. But before I call his name, I'm gonna share to you about his life goals. And his goals is to give back to the community at large, wherever he may be. Please welcome Toastmaster Jasmine.
Right. So tonight, the way to give back will be to be able to exploit the language my way, my version. I grew up with this language, so I understand that most of you here will not be native to English language, but do not fear. We are not here to pick on you, but to help you improve or be more familiar with the usage of it technically. I would say most of you here would have already used the words quite correctly, but sometimes it's a bit awkward because we need to understand that the language is also to be used within the context of a space. So when you transport a language like English into Indonesia, we need to understand the context that culturally, there are certain thinking processes that will be distinct to Indonesians. So when we translate it into an English context, it will just be a little awkward. Not wrong. That's one thing that we need to understand. But since we are now part of an international organization, we would like to see if we can standardize that. So this is one of the roles I would be giving back towards today, picking out some of the best expressions you may use today. I will keep an ear on that, maybe both ears on that one through my headphones, and also quote. Most Toastmaster speakers are wonderful quote pickers. So we'll see whether we can learn from each other tonight. That's what I will do and share with you at the end of the session. All right? Back to you, Toastmaster Eska.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jasmine. Since our purpose tonight is not to have the perfect meeting in the end, right? But to have better meeting in our future. So I think that's all from introduction from the evaluation team.
I failed to do one thing though, Toastmaster Eska, to introduce the word of the day.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're not. I should be sorry. Let me share the screen very quickly. And this is what the Toastmasters word for the day is. As far as I know, it's this one here. So if you just hang on a little bit, the Toastmasters word for the day, as you can see here, is purpose. Why I choose this word today is because most of us tend to not pronounce the word clearly enough, particularly in Indonesia. I've heard so many versions of it, purpose, so many different ways. So it's just like this, technically, you pronounce it like per, and then the second one is the same, per, but pus with an S. So it's purpose. And it's an explosive sound, so you should feel the power of your breath. Purpose, right? So it's an explosive purpose. And what's purpose? Well, just like a goal, if you have a goal, then you have a purpose to work towards. So to follow up on your goals is to have a purpose in achieving it. It's usually much easier to do that. All right, so that's it for the day, and I'll be counting how many times you can use the word purpose throughout the night. Thank you, Toastmaster Eska.
Yay! Thank you so much, Toastmaster Jasmine, to introduce us about our word of the day for tonight's meeting. So don't forget to use our word purpose as much that you can use it. So I think I will give it to Toastmaster ini.
Okay, thank you, our GE. Now it's time for prepared speech session. I always love this session because we can see the improvement from each speaker every meeting, and then this is like the privilege for our Toastmasters members, because if you can only perform in prepared speech session if you are a member, registered member. And then now I would like to invite our first speaker, Christina. Christina is a mom of two. She likes gym. She likes to go to gym a lot. Like, I think like going to exercise like is her thing. You know, when we think about Christina, oh, gym. One thing that I remember from her is gym. And then she said that she wants to live a balanced life. And then today, she would like to perform a speech from evaluation and feedback speech. So this is her first speech from this project. Now she is in presentation mastery path level 1. And then the duration of the speech itself is 5 to 7 minutes. And then her evaluator is Toastmasters Lufti, since Toastmasters Lufti is in the car now, so you can focus on your drive. And then her speech title is The Game Plan. So without further ado, please help me welcome Toastmasters Christina, The Game Plan, Toastmasters Christina.
Is anyone here feels like they want to lose weight, but they just can't and they failed? Please raise your hand. Okay. Well, I see like most of us facing the same problem. Like, why do we want to lose weight? Because we want to look good. Women want to look good, and men also want to look good. Well, basically, we want to look good, to be fit and healthy. But we just can't. We just keep failing. My fellow Toastmasters, well, I have tried so many diets because, well, the purpose was to be fit, to look healthy, fit, but at the end, what I got was the opposite. I tried so many diets, like counting calories, vegetarian or vegan, ketogenic, and then food combining, and the latest was intermittent fasting. And finally, I was stuck in there. I was stuck. And finally, I had a very bad relationship with food. I cut so many food. I restrict myself from certain types of food. That's a very unhealthy relationship. I want to be healthy, and finally, I was physically and mentally not healthy. And to cope with that, to compensate, I work out even more. And finally, I also have a very bad relationship with workout. I tend to think that if I don't work out, then I will get fat. So the purpose was to be healthy, and finally, I was not healthy physically and mentally. 7 months ago, I joined a new gym. And then the new gym is facilitated with a structured program. The workout is structured. And because that, they also have a test. Every 2 months, you are facing a test. And it can vary. It can be very different. One day, the task was, in 5 minutes, please do as much push-up as you can. That morning, the coach asked me, hey, how do you feel? Are you ready for the test? Not really, coach. I can do push-up, but not very much because I'm not very proficient and I'm not very strong in push-up. Don't worry. So because you are not very good in push-up, so what's your plan? What is your game plan? I was like, it's just a 5-minute test, and I need to come up with strategy. Really? I don't know, coach. Maybe I will just do it. I just do it. I don't think. We'll see. And finally, for the first 30 seconds, I got 12 push-ups, but I have to rest for another 2 minutes. That's already 2 minutes and 30 seconds. And then I tried again. I only got 5 push-ups, and then I have to take a rest again. And then 1 push-up, another rest, 1 push-up, another rest. And finally, in 5 minutes, I only got 25 push-ups, while my other friends got like 40, 50, 60, 80. The result is very, wow, so far. And at the end of the session, the coach asked me like, why did this happen? You excel at the first and suddenly you just slumped. I think maybe I did too much on the first. I did 12 on something that I'm not very proficient in. You're correct. Please redo the test. Next week, try another trick, try another strategy. You do only 3 or 2 push-ups and then you take like 10 or 15 second rest. 3 push-up, rest, 3 push-up, rest, and we'll see the result. And then the next week, I did his advice. In 5 minutes, the same person, this very same person, the same skill, I have 40% increase. I got 35 push-ups from 25 to 35. Same person, same skill, different strategy, different result. So finally, at the end of the day, I review my diet tricks. The diet is the goal, the purpose was to be healthy, to lose some weight. So I need to make my steps becoming more sustainable and make sense and tolerable. So this time, instead of just cutting or just restricting food, I will change my strategy. For the first month, I will cut some cakes and sugary drinks. From daily, maybe just to weekly. So maybe I will have like sweet snacks only on weekend, once a week. For the second month, I will increase my protein intake. I will increase my vegetable intake. For the third month, maybe I will increase my fruit intake, my fiber intake from fruit. So I will have something sweet again. And for the fourth month, maybe I will cut some of my carbohydrates. I still eat rice, but maybe I will just I will reduce the volume a bit, just 10% less. Not a huge reduction, but a very slight. So this is 2022. My new year resolution was losing some weight with a healthier and sustainable strategy lifestyle. So anyone here, my fellow Toastmaster, who feel like they cannot lose weight, what is your game plan now? Back to you, Toastmaster.
All right, thank you so much, Toastmaster Christina. Yes, what is our game plan, everybody? So who raised the hands in the beginning? So you should now plan your game, your diet strategy. So I believe that the game plan that Christina shared in her speech showed us that we don't need to like suffer from the diet itself, but we have to know the strategy so we can increase more strength to exercise or just to continue our life daily. And then we can achieve our goals, whether it is fat loss or it is weight loss. Thank you, Christina, for the inspiration for us, especially for me, to lose weight this year. And now I would like to invite our second speaker. Our second speaker is a president of Toastmasters Club. And then he is a graphic designer, so if you see every design in Toastmasters, in Malang Toastmasters Instagram. So all of them are designed by Apri. Great designer for Malang Toastmasters Club. We need you, Apri. And then he said to me that his life goals is to write 100 words per day. So it practices writing every day to create more content for speeches and YouTube channel. I think that's nice. So you not only practice your skills in Toastmasters, create crafting speech in Toastmasters, but you practice outside Toastmasters so that you can enhance your speech crafting, your content crafting even more. So great work, Apri. And then Apri now is in innovative planning path level 4. And now he is doing a question and answer project. So later on, you can ask a question to Toastmasters Apri regarding his presentation. And then the duration for all this presentation and question and answer session is 15 to 20 minutes. The title is How to Become an Online Freelancer in 2022. Oh yeah, the evaluator for Toastmasters Apri is Toastmasters Lai Ling Ling. And then the purpose for this project is for the member to learn about and practice facilitating a question and answer session. And then for the member to practice delivering an informative speech and running a well-organized question and answer session. The member is responsible for managing time, so there is adequate opportunity for both. So I think without further ado, please help me welcome Toastmasters Apri, How to Become an Online Freelancer in 2022, How to Become an Online Freelancer in 2022, Toastmasters Apri.
Thank you. Before I start, I want to share my screen. Wait a second. All right. Hello guys, I'm Toastmaster. You think it's possible to make money online with your skill at home while wearing a pajamas? How about hiring someone outside our country to do our work that we don't really know who they are? I think it's a really interesting idea that we could do that. And for me, it's really changed my life. As we know, working online is really booming, especially in the 21st century where all people around the world get connected to the internet. You know, during the pandemic, the number of people start to work online as a freelance has grown about 50% over the last 3 years, with estimate 56 million online freelancers globally. So if you have a goal to become a freelance online in 2022, it's not late for you, because in this speech I will share my experience how to become a freelance online with your skill. I will share my experience how to become freelance online. I will share my tips on how to attract your first client, manage your finance, and also how to communicate effectively. And if you have any question regarding online freelance, you can ask me after I deliver my speech. So let's get started. First step, build a portfolio. Portfolio is really important because most of the time your client will ask you for it before they decide to hire you. Portfolio is a way to showcase your own skill and uniqueness. Remember when I just getting started, it's really hard for me to get my first client because I simply don't have enough experience. The best method I use to build a portfolio is to work on personal projects, such as make design improvement for existing design, helping design for my friend, also join web design contest. It took me a really long time to improve my design, and learn the fundamental and practice it every day is the key to be good at something. And finally, after I created more than 1,000 design, I see the quality of my design improving. Now only show off your best 3 until 6 project and make great presentation with it. You can put them in your own website or third-party website like People, Behance, or Instagram. Personal branding is really crucial to your freelance success, but having and building great stellar portfolio is even more important and landing those first client. Second step is to learn how to manage your finance. Another area that you need to consider to learn as a freelance is how to manage your finance. One of my main setback when I was getting started is I was not be able to manage my finance very well. I spent a lot of my money to pay a lot of stuff. But that's okay because I want to enjoy my hard work. However, if you want to commit on the long term, manage your finance is something that you need to learn. Having emergency money for the next 6 until 12 months ahead to cover your expense is very effective strategy for me. Because as a freelance, we don't know when the work will come and how much income I can get every month. Sometimes I get a really big project this month. However, most likely I don't have the same opportunity as the previous month. And now after you have emergency money in place, it's time for you to spend your money to upgrade your equipment or to investing to yourself, like join a course or become a Toastmaster member. Being able to work peacefully without worrying about finance and bill we have to pay is one way that can improve our creativity. And last but not least, communication is key. Communication is must have skill if you want to be successful freelancer. The time and effort you put into improving your communication is the best investment for you in order to express your idea as clear, concise, and confident to your potential client. Remember, one of my clients in the past asked me to revise my design because at the time my English is not very good. He started getting angry because there are a lot of miscommunication between both of us. He is a busy businessman, so he does not want to waste time. After the project is done, I never heard from him anymore. Now, after that moment, I start to thinking how to improve my communication. So I start doing an English course and become a Toastmaster member. With good communication, people will pay more attention to what you say. That's a huge benefit because really remember, if you are more concise, what you say will have more impact and ultimately it will help to close the deal with client. Working for myself as a freelance has been my dream for a long time. Be able to choose where I work, when I work, and what project I want to take. However, along this freedom can come some new stress and challenges, like where I can find work, how to communicate effectively, and how to learn how to manage my finance. I hope my tips can help you if you want to start your own journey to become an online freelancer. As you remember, freelancing has up and down. Stay confident in your ability and stay sharp by continuously learning, innovating, and thinking how to improve your own service and business. And most of all, have fun. Thank you. Now I open a question and answer session. I will open for about 3 until 5 session question maybe. And you have any question, you can raise your hand or you can in the chat box if you have any. Yeah, Garis, you have any question?
Hi, Apri, what's up? My question is, what is your opinion if we're working online as a freelance about the statement, don't do it for money? What is your opinion? Because I got rejected many times when I think it's so easy to get money from Google AdSense, and my blog got banned by Google. So because I expect money for the first time when I start blogging, and I got nothing. So what is your opinion about don't do it for money?
I do believe that if you want to start your own career as a freelance, especially if you first time, I'm not recommend you to do it for money, because sometimes if you don't get the result as you expected, you will be disappointed, because in online it's really hard to do that. And if you want to start your own career as a freelance, I recommend you to get an actual job that can save you or cover your expense for the next 6 until 12 months ahead. So you don't have any burden about finance, and you can do your creative work without any without any pressing time. Because freelancing is a creative industry, because if you don't, you really need to make money and really depressed to make money, is really not the way to start your journey as an online freelancer. In my opinion, if you want to start your own journey, you need to improve your skill, and after that, the money will come automatically. So yeah, try to improve your own skill, and the money will come. I believe that. And anyone want to ask a question?
I'll do
I'll
one
do.
question.
I'll do. Yeah, I'll do.
Thank you. In the February 2021, I'm same like you, try to be a YouTuber. I have a YouTube channel, so the content is review the equipment, construction equipment. Many people give a question, ask me, what do you think if your course, because the essential, many people join or be a YouTuber because the money, but it is difficult. It's difficult to get the money. It's to get the money early. So that's the reason many YouTuber for it to create a content. So can you tell to me or share to me and fellow Toastmaster how to consistent if we sometimes think like, oh, I'm bored with this one because I'm not get the money. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for the question. So I think the consistent is a skill that we need to consider to learn is over and over again. And especially if I start my own journey as a freelance, the really motivate me to consistently keep doing what I do over and over again. Actually, is a money, and have a possibility that I can achieve what I want to achieve. So that is really the key here. And the consistency is the key. You need to schedule what you want to. For example, if you want to publish a YouTube video in every week, you need to schedule every week what you need to publish. And I also have a difficulty to get an idea. And actually, idea is everywhere. You can find when you visit some place, you can visit Toastmaster, have idea, and in mind that idea is really hard to catch. That's why I usually get an idea and read it in my note beside me. So I keep my note beside me all the time to get my idea. And yeah, consistently is the key, and you need to learn how to do it and make a time to create your own time to make it to get reality. I think that's all more for my answer.
Jasmine.
Jasmine, I have one question. Okay.
I just want to tell you I am an online freelance CV writer, an international one. So I write for specific markets. I think what we need to understand here, like you said earlier, don't do things for money in the first place. Who doesn't need money, right, to start with? But do not make that the motivation. But if you can create the money if you know where your market is, because you may not, for instance, I don't mean to criticize you, Apri, but I don't think your market is London, for instance. The language is completely different from yours. So pick a market that you'll be relevant. That's one thing I should know, because I also am not right, although I'm a global CV writer, my clients would come from mostly from Southeast Asia. So Vietnam, India, Malaysia, Singapore. So because we tend to think alike. So knowing your market would be the first one to know how you can sell yourself as a freelancer. You may not open yourself to the world. I do not know how, but if anybody here can recommend that, good for you. But I know that if you can narrow yourself down to very specific market, that's where your money is. That's my comment. What do you think of that, Apri?
Yeah, I completely agree that you want to become freelance, you need to be specific what your niche is. Sometimes if we if one of my colleagues also from other country as well, and also one in Indonesia, I also don't treat them same, because there is a lot. If the other country we need to work more, and if the client from Indonesia we need to expect less, and that is really important to find your target audience before you start your own journey as a freelance. And because there are a lot of mechanic in this area you need to consider. And yeah, I think it's to be specific is really important. And if you want to be writer, a lot of category in writing area where there is friend who write story, and friend who write CV like Jasmine, and there are a lot of category. And if you be specific, you will good at it, and it's really hard to replicate. I think that's my opinion. Okay, I have one more question. It's not necessary to make content daily update every day and as blog posts.
Well, thank you, Apri.
I think is be consistent is really important. You need to keep your content at least every week. Every week, once content is really good to maintain your audience. Because if we don't do that, we will ultimately we will lose the audience that we need to grab. So yeah, consistency is the key. Often the key. If you keep consistent, the audience we expect from you more. And if you don't consistent, then you will easily lose your audience if you want to have your own brand actually. Okay, any further question? I think I will take one more question. If not, I will close the question and answer session.
All right.
Can I ask one more? Can I ask one final question?
Yes, please.
Okay, I'm not into rupiah very much, so can I just know how much money can a freelancer make in the Indonesian world? I mean, I'm talking about dollars, so I just want to know. May I know? Is it too rude to ask that question? How much money are we talking about as a freelancer in Indonesia using an Indonesian market in rupiah?
Okay, that's a really hard question actually, because my own market is from another country. And
Yes.
yeah, I also done some research that the income from freelance in Indonesia actually is same as your job in the office. Actually, is about 10 million probably, I believe. Actually, it's depend your client. If you have a lot of client in 1 month, is probably is can be about 20, I believe. And yeah, as a freelance is depend what project you want to take. Sometimes is if the client is really have a big money, you can increase your rate. And sometimes is there is a client who is really broke, so don't have money to spend. It sometimes we need to be open-minded with them in order to take a project it done. And however, I recommend you to set your standard, because sometimes if the client is that the price is too low, is also make your standard as a designer is getting lower. So I hope if you want to be freelance, you need to set your own standard. What's what price you can consider yourself to be as a freelance. So yeah, standard and be open-minded, because if they can and the most important is to keep a relationship with your existing client, because if you can keep the relationship for a long term, it will can benefit you, also can benefit you in the long term as well.
No, maybe I should ask a bit more direct. Like, how do you evaluate yourself? Like, so do you rate yourself by the hour, or would you rate yourself by the project? Because in Singapore, we tend to rate ourselves by the hour. So we command something like between in rupiah, it will be like 800,000 to 2 million per hour. We're not talking about by project, yes. So this is how we rate things in Singapore. So I just want to know, how does it like in Indonesia? Oh, your time is almost up anyway. So let me know after this. Let me know after this whole speech then.
Okay, I will answer the question. Actually, it depends on the planner itself. You want to take per hour or per project. And for me personally, at first I will take a project, because it's a fixed contract in the beginning, and we don't have to worry a lot about what coming next. However, along the time pass, I take it to the per hour project, because it's more flexible, and yeah, it's not really even for the freelance itself, and the project what if the project is really dragging, maybe we can take the per hours, because it's more benefit for both of us. If the project is just one take only, you can take the per project. I think it's really benefit for both of us. So it's depend on the situation and the agreement with both of us. I think that's all for my answer. I think it is also running out the time. And thank you for your participation, and I will get back to Toastmaster on the meeting.
Woo! Thank you so much, Toastmasters Apri. There's a lot of insights and then information for all of us here who want to start our freelance career. And then what I can sum up from Toastmasters Apri's presentation is to make your portfolio. So show off your best portfolio, and then manage your finance. Because as a freelancer, we don't have like a fixed salary. So we have to learn how to manage our money to invest, and then to have like emergency fund. And then next is to sharpen up our communication skills. Yes, this is something that I agree, because I also receive several online job due to my communication skills, because I can feel the difference when I didn't have any communication skills. And then now I have learned in Toastmasters, I can feel the difference, and then I receive lots of job because of this. And then the last one is consistency. So to keep consistent and then make a lot of portfolios, right? And then I think that's for the prepared speech session. I enjoyed the session so much because we can gain a lot of insight from our speakers, right? About diet strategy, and then about how to become an online freelancer in 2022. And then next, we will proceed to our second item of agenda, which is table topic session. In table topic session, we will have our first time table topic masters, Toastmasters Mila. And then she said to me that her life goal is to learn more, because she believes that in any bad or good situation, we can always learn from it. And then she said that everything that she does in her life is to learn and develop herself, right? And I think we cannot wait for the fun session in table topics. So let's just invite our table topics master, Toastmasters Mila.
Hello, everybody. Good evening. Okay, I will share my presentation. Okay, could you see my screen?
Yes,
Yeah.
I see your screen.
Okay, tonight we will have several topics related our words of the day, which is purpose. So I will, okay, first of all, I will tell you about what is table topic. Table topic is a long-standing Toastmaster tradition intended to help members develop their ability to organize their thoughts quickly and respond to an impromptu question or topic. So during this session, you will have a question that you have to answer within 1 until 2 minutes related to the topic, and it is better for you to insert the word of the day, which is purpose, on your answer. And be aware of timer's color sign, which will be presented by Kak Dini or KSK. You have to notice when the time is red, yellow, or green. Tonight, I need 5 participants. So is there any of you want to try the table topic? Is there any volunteer?
You can point anyone.
Okay.
Oh, I think I see Mona.
Oh,
Unmute
Mona.
yourself.
I would like to try.
Okay, Mona. Okay. Mona,
Yeah.
I think I have already seen you on previous Toastmaster meeting, right? Maybe
Yeah.
maybe you have already familiar with this kind of topic, at this kind of session.
Mhm.
So let's go to our first question. Okay. The first question is about the quote. Anything and everything you have experienced has been purposeful. It has brought you to where you are now. Anything and everything you have experienced has been purposeful. It has brought you to where you are now.
Okay, am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. I agree with the statement that everything has been, I'm sorry, everything has a purpose. I agree with this because I experienced several occasions during my lifetime, especially when I was decided to resign from my previous job because I was feeling that I'm not comfortable anymore work at that place. That's why I resigned, and at first I was feeling depressed because of my decision, but then I realized that it was one of the best decisions I made that year, 2020 actually. I realized it was the best decision when there was a occasion that my son falling sick, and I need to take care of him. And because of that experience, I know that everything has a purpose and I believe that it had a good intention from God. And because I resigned from my job, I can take care of my son because he needs me. He needs me at the time, and he really needs me at the time. And it makes me till now become a more patient mother and my son and to my family actually. And yeah, I believe that everything has a purpose, and when we think about it again, there are a good purpose on it. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mona. From your story, it's like a new path behind your decision, right? You could take care of your son, be with him in a hard time, and you could take space for yourself and family. You are not regret of your decision because you have thought about it carefully, right? Okay, a nice lesson for us, and we will back to our slide. Okay. Is there any one of you want to volunteer again, or should I pick one of you?
Can I try?
Oh, Anna, okay. Okay. Your question here is, what was your hardest barrier to reach your purpose? What was your hardest barrier to reach your purpose? Are you ready, Anna?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Okay. My hardest barrier to reach my purpose was when I was in university. One of my purpose is I want to have a good result in university. But the problem is I have a hard barrier. It was I got sick. So almost 5 months I got sick, and then many times I have to go to a hospital, and then I have to go to medicine, and a lot of things I have to sacrifice. I have to struggle from the sick. But everything what I got, I have to reach my purpose. I have to finish my study. I have to make my parents happy. And then even though I got sick, the fortune is before a graduate, before I, what is like examination, I got better and better. And then when graduate came, I was in a good condition. I think that's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Anna. I'm so sorry to hear that because you were sick when you were in college, but actually you had a good ending in your college because you already graduated in with the good result in academic. And I think your effort will your effort never betrays the result. Okay. Let's continue to our topic. Is there anyone of you want to volunteer again for the third speaker? Okay, Shifa.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. So this is your question. The whole purpose of education is to turn mirrors into windows. The whole purpose of education is to turn mirrors into windows. Are you ready, Shifa?
Okay, I will try. uh, can I see the quote? You are still mute.
Okay, I will type the chat. I will type the quote on chat box. Okay.
Okay. The whole purpose of education is to turn mirror into windows. It's hard to define it because I think, but I will try to define what that's mean. In my opinion, the process of we learn education from elementary school or and until college, until college is like the work process is maybe to the first is to visualize visualize the what kind of ourself, like that, what kind of who we are with education. Is just like when we see the mirror, we can see our face and ourselves. So education like that, but along the time the process will wide, so it will be more wide, so we can see just not just us as the who study, but everyone, but every single particle in our cycle. So like we can see in the window, we can see the other side of ourselves. I think that's all for me. Thank you.
Okay, you did great, Shiva. Actually, I have the same thought with you. It's like we could see ourselves in the mirror, but we could see everything outside the windows. The process of education from the basic school until the university level will shape ourselves. Okay, let's go back to our slide. Is there any one of you want to try as the fourth speaker? Oh, I think I have to pick one of you. Okay, Megan. Okay.
But I think someone's be the founder.
And I can help.
Okay.
Okay. So your question is, the things that excite you are not random. They are connected to your purpose. What is the thing that makes you excited the most? The things that excite you are not random. They are connected to your purpose. What is the thing that makes you excited the most? Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Mila. If you ask me that makes me excited, 8 years ago it was teaching. It's still teaching until now, and I'm feeling excited in sharing and teaching. Thing is, teaching has been the activity that helps me, that humbled me the most, because I learned from the young students, especially those who are not able to speak clearly and they have little to no knowledge, but they have a lot of wisdom that I can learn. Also, I learn from people much older than me, but still hungry of learning something new, especially the things that they cannot do, in this case English. So I learned the most from it. And I also learned from the the student that I do not really like. They are not favorable students, but I learned a lot from them. And what I learned is myself. I can see that the things that I hate the most, especially those students who are not responsible of their homework, I can see them in myself, because sometimes I can things irresponsibly, and it's kind of a slap in my face. So yeah, teaching is my passion, but my purpose is not teaching. My purpose is learning, and that's why I keep learning by meeting the students. So teaching and learning, they go hand in hand. Back to you, Toastmaster Mila.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Megan. Oh, I just knew that you extremely love teaching, right? It is like teaching is a part of your soul. You teach others, but in the fact, they teach you. No wonder you are very into teaching. Actually, from my experience, a student who didn't do the homework usually remember them longer than the diligent one. Okay. Let's go back. Is there anyone of you want to be the fifth speaker? Oh, okay, Aldo. Okay.
There's also Karis as well, who raised his hand physically.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Okay, wait.
Maybe timer. Do we have enough time to add one more speaker?
Probably only one.
Only one. Okay. I'm so sorry, Karis. Okay. Okay, Aldo. So this is your topic. Nothing will divert me from my purpose. Nothing will divert me from my purpose.
Okay, thank you. Of course, I agree with this statement because when I start with myself to get the purpose, to get the goals, nothing can trouble my purpose. I share to you my experience. In January 2021, I tried to create a YouTube channel. But before I start to create a YouTube channel, I have a principle like a marketing in a company. You know, the first point marketing have in a company is knowledge. So before they create or write the purpose or the goals, they must understand the knowledge about the company. So after that, after he or her understand about the knowledge, so he can write the goals, and the goals of my work or my job is this. Like me, before I start to create a YouTube channel, I must understand who I am and what I can do. So after that, I understand because the knowledge is myself. So must understand myself. So after that, after I understand myself, I can write the end goals. Why I create a YouTube channel is this. So nothing can stop me because I have understand, I have a product knowledge with myself. So the end goals is this. Nothing can stop me with the purpose and with my goals. Thank you.
Okay. Such an inspirational speech for us. First time when you starting your YouTube channel, you define who you are. Then when you face any barriers in your goal, in your process, you could like you could be consistent to do what your goal and what you have already planned before. Okay, guys. Actually, the time is up, and maybe we could meet another table topic session in another meeting. Thank you very much for your enthusiasm, and back to you, Toastmaster Dini.
All right, thank you so much, Table Topics Masters. Yes, so in the next meeting, please just grab your chance to speak in Table Topics session because we just have like little time for you to share your ideas. So just grab your chance here to practice your impromptu speaking. I think it's nice because we can practice share our ideas without any preparation, right? It's challenging. And thank you, Table Topics Master, for preparing such a nice topics about purpose, right? Finally, I mentioned the word of the day. And now, before we continue with evaluation session, now let's have a photo session. This Mrs. Apri, could you please take a picture of us?
Okay, please turn on your camera. Anna and Christina, you can turn on your camera so we can take picture. Okay, I think Christina is not.
Oh
there.
dear, hi.
So let's take picture in 3, 2, 1. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Toastmasters Apri. And now we continue with the last item of agenda, which is evaluation session. But I will not lead this session because we have our general evaluator who will lead this session and then give a lot of information and then also insights for all of us here. So without further ado, please help me welcome to Toastmasters Eska.
Hey, thank you so much, Toastmaster Dini. So we will start our evaluation session, and we will begin with the evaluation session for our prepared speech. So without further ado, please welcome our Toastmaster Lufti that will evaluating Toastmaster Christina.
Am I audible? Okay. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with one single step, Confucius says. That is by far my most related quote when it comes to game plan. Tonight we witness 10 Christinas with her game plan. There are two things that I love about her speech. Number one, opening with question. She asked how many of you wants to lose weight. That is, if I'm not mistaken, right? Because I was driving. But since the first 15 seconds is crucial in captivating your audience, so it was very good move. It was a very good start coming from Toastmaster Christina. Number two, I love how you construct your speech. This is a bit of hands-on experience, and it's of course relatable with some of us, especially because we want to be healthy and some of us wants to lose weight, right? Now, there are two things, that is the two things that I love the most about Toastmaster Christina's speech. Now, and in order to elevate your speech to a higher level, I would like to recommend two things. Number one, I would love to see more eye contact from you, because there are times when I see that your eye contact is somehow off guard. It's like when you move your eye and then it somehow is kind of distracting. So I would suggest that you focus on your audience, because it gives them more, your audience will feel like they're more appreciated, right? Number two, I would like to see you add humor to your speech to spice it up a little. For example, because this is the topic about diet, right? About healthy. So you can talk about how you have your cheat day, and then but at the end, and then and somehow you break that your own resolution. Now, as a recap, what I love from your speech, Toastmaster Christina, is number one, you open your speech with question that is captivating your audience. Number two, I love how you construct your speech into a relatable speech. And what I would love to see more in your speech is more eye contact, and then if you can add more humor to your speech. So as a closing, I would say that your game plan is accomplished. Back to you, GE.
Yay, thank you so much, Toastmaster Lufti, for the evaluation for our first speaker. And we move to the second evaluator, Toastmaster Ling. Please welcome Toastmaster Ling Ling.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator. Q&A sessions, I think, is one of my most favorite projects from the Toastmaster manuals, because I think that it's the true test of a speaker's mettle. Both prepared speech and impromptu speech are being tested with this very project, and both of which I felt Apri demonstrated well tonight. In my evaluation tonight, I'll be providing feedback solely on how Apri handled his Q&A session and not too much on the actual presentation itself. I thought Apri tonight was a consummate professional. His manner was respectful and thoughtful, and he gave everyone who asked the question a concentrated yet comprehensive answer. It was satisfying, I think, not just for the asker, but also for the audience. I felt like we all learned something about freelancing, as well as a little bit more about Apri and his principles, just by listening to the articulate way he verbalized his thoughts tonight. A technique that I particularly appreciated from Apri was the fact that he was very precise with his reply. He didn't waffle about, and he was very decisive with his answers. His purpose was clear to him, and that's why I think it was clear to us as well. His intent when he was answering those questions. Apri, as far as this project is concerned, I'm very satisfied with your performance tonight. You have definitely met the objectives, in my opinion. That's that. Life is all about continuous improvements, and I think I would like to offer 2 additional tips to take your skills even further than what you have demonstrated tonight. The first is to recap the question. There were a few instances where I felt the audience and myself could have benefited from a reframing of what was being asked. Sometimes I felt a bit lost regarding what was the point of contention, actually. I wasn't sure exactly what was being asked, and therefore I wasn't sure if your answer addressed what was being asked. So I think if Apri, if you could have repeated the question again, this could refocus the questions so that the audience as well as yourself could understand exactly what was being asked, as well as clarify with the asker if you understood their questions exactly. Secondly, is just to be aware of what was said beforehand, so you don't run the risk of contradicting yourself, or at least causing confusion, which could potentially undermine your own credibility. There was a point where after you concurred with Karis, don't do it for the money. You know, you don't do it for the money. And then in Aldo's question, you said, money motivates me. So these 2 conflicting viewpoints then resulted in everyone bringing up questions about money afterwards. Like all 3 questions after that was about money, which I felt opened up the whole can of worms for you, Apri, because then we're not sure whether you were clear about your intentions. And situations like this happen whenever there's ambiguity, conflict, or confusion within the answers. And as speakers, we want to avoid any of that from happening. So I think it's just good to be aware of what's being said by yourself, by the person asking it, and if not, just repeating it to make sure that everyone's on the same page. Did I answer your question? Did I understand your question? So everyone will be happy with whatever comes out afterwards. Apri, overall, I thought that you were a great balance of informational and personal. You summarized your answers well, and you were very professional as well. I think just by making a few tweaks with regards to recapping the questions, as well as just being more aware, you could definitely take your question and answers game to a whole new level anytime you want to do this speech, ever in your own professional life or in your own personal life. That's it for me, and back to you, GE.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ling Ling. I also agree with you. I enjoy Toastmaster appreciation also. Okay, we move to the next evaluation session. And for timers report, we already get it on our chat box. So let's move to the next session. Let's hear the reports from our counter. Welcome, Toastmaster Megan.
Okay, it is screen shown there.
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. Ah.
Now we can see our screen.
All right, wonderful. So here is the crutch word that you use. You know, crutch words is really convenient. It's really comfortable. You use it in lots of them. I will read them one by one. Christina, you make so, 3, but 2, and then 9. Well, 3, maybe 5. And there are some repetitive phrases that I found that is I was stuck, it can be the diet,
sustainable. And for maybe this one, I suggest you use, for example, for instance, you can say, you may try, you want to try, for giving an example for the audience, so that you don't have to use maybe that makes the speech less convincing for me. And then after you make solve 2, the 5, and then 11, because 3, 4, 5, like 3, really 4, actually 3, you 4, maybe 2, 3, 2 or 4, 17, elongated word, and also repeated. Do make we need to, if where every week we will, I believe you can. On the observation that I see when you're delivering your speech and you show the PowerPoint, it went well. Almost no crutch word, but this comes along when you do the question and answer. So this is what I observe when people use filler words. It is feeling hesitant, and then you feeling unsure, and there's also a feeling of saving face attitude, quite Asian, and show too excited or too vulnerable or too fast. So I hope it can help you, so you can kind of like learning from others for this. And also I learn a lot actually because when I feel so excited. Mona, you say but 1 and then 8 because 2, and then 7, and then elongated word I was 2 because, and repeated words when nervous it had. Also, it comes up when C is explaining about vulnerable feelings. And then 1, and maybe 1, 24, and repeated word from will, but elongated word will. Also the same case. Although you say so too, 1, 1, but I can as repeated word, and an elongated word can, and I observed that you use right amounts of pause there so that you can maintain the crutch word, and it's a nice way to maintain the speech without crutch word. Use pause. You did great. Next one will be Lutfi, Shifa. That will be so 1, yeah. The maybe 1, 24. Oh, that's Shifa, sorry. From will, but, and will. This is also because she explained about some vulnerable feelings as well. And then Lutfi, I found non-lexical word, 7, and then repeated word to you. I can see that you read some notes, and it's nice to help you to keep on track. Only a bit ironic that you say, please maintain the eye contact. It's so hard, right? I am feeling that too. See, but you maintain a good work on least say F7. And Lai Ling Ling, I cannot see any crutch word that you use. You really maintain a good things that towards your speech. And what I learned from you is there is this helpful melody. You really help Apri to be a better speaker. And this is what I learned from you, that follow others' goal is also benefiting my goals as a better speaker. So thank you so much for this learning experience. And to you, Toastmaster Eska.
Yay, thank you so much, Toastmaster Megan, for the details report. So let's continue to our evaluation session. And the next is for our grammarian. Please welcome Toastmaster Jasmine.
Thank you. Allow me to share my screen. So as we all know that the word of the day is purpose. Again, one of the reasons to choose this word because this is a word frequently mispronounced in Indonesian context because you tend to use purpose or some other ways. So it's just basically like this as far as I'm concerned. Purpose, right? So that's the easiest way to pronounce it. So please avoid using the O as a O sound. So it's per as a U sound. So what best expressions we've heard today? One of the earliest expression is game plan. So what's your game plan? This is something quite trending, quite current that you can use. So instead of saying what's your idea or what's your what you want to do next, game plan is a very tactical word that you can use for your meetings. That's relevant in Toastmasters as well. And the other one that I like to highlight is vegetable intake or any other intakes you talk about, because we're talking about a diet. So when you choose to have a certain kind of meal pattern, then you may be, talking about intakes that would be relevant, either it's protein intake or carbo. So you can change the adjective, but I think the concept of this expression, vegetable intake or protein intake, is quite useful for your usage in the next round of expressions. Quotes that we heard today. Don't do it for the money. Yay! We all agree on this one. In life, if you have a purpose, don't do it for the money. It's good to have money and you can hit the money, but don't do it just for the money. Have a purpose behind it, because when you do, the satisfaction gets higher. I'm saying this from experience. So this will be my advice for younger, hardworking young people here. Really don't do it for the money. Enjoy it first along the way. Enjoy the process as well. But as Apri has cleverly put it, it's worth putting the effort to get your skills right, to be to be a master at something. So money will come the minute all that is in place. All right. I think that's good advice. So that's one of the best quotes I've heard for today. But because we are in Indonesia, again, some things are a bit awkward being said. Like it's opposite for me. The word is opposite, not opposite. It looks like you want to say opposite because it's a site, the word that, but do say opposite, please. And the word portfolio is spelled with a T. So it's P-O-R-T with followed by folio. So not portfolio. I know again, it's an Indonesian context that you're referring to. And the third word is finance. I don't know how else to pronounce it, but it is finance. It is important that not only do we focus on the word, also on the actual context of finance, because if you want to do, as Apu has appropriately pointed out, if you want to go into this business of freelancing, the finance context must also be there in place, right? Unless you want to live with your mother for the rest of your life. Then the other expression is investing. On your slide, after you put investing to yourself. I think you can't invest to something, you have to invest in something. So this is some expression again towards perhaps from an Indonesian suggested context. So is you invest in something, in yourself, in someone else, in stocks or in shares. So always use the right preposition, not to. Change it to in, please. And somebody mentioned about, oh, when graduate came, and then it's actually we talked about when it was graduation time, yes? When a graduate came means a person who was graduated arrived, right? So it's a different context altogether. So we're talking about graduation. Visualize, I think I've heard that also said a little bit awkwardly. So to visualize, so although it's spelled with an S, it's still, for the context of this word, it's a double Z. So it's visual with a J and then lies with an S, with a Z sound, not with an S. It's not visualize. So it's just one of those that you can make yourself clearer to a native speaker sounding speeches. All right. So thank you very much. These are some of the things that we can all get out of this listening to each other. Enjoy. Back to you, G.
Yay. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Jasmine, for your very cool report about grammarian today. And we move to the next session. Actually, I will give the report for our general evaluations for tonight's meeting. And for the first thing is about the preparation. Yesterday, we had the preparation meeting to discuss about our detailed agenda. Even though I'm so sorry I could not make it, I'm late, but actually there was a meeting to discuss about the agenda. And even though today's a little bit late, but yeah, actually we also finished the meeting also late, but it's okay. Tonight is very I really enjoy the meetings tonight. And even though at the beginning of the meeting, our second evaluator hasn't come yet, but our Toastmaster Dini quickly make the backup to change it to the table topic session, even though we get back also quickly to the agenda. And also, unfortunately, our original timer could not make it for today because of the power outage. So me, Toastmaster Dini and I could back up each other to as a timer. And for Toastmaster of the meeting also introduce the rule, the team also use the transition between the speaker in every session, and also very great because Toastmaster Dini make back up when something happened, like I said before, our timer could not make it in our meetings tonight. And also maybe to make it greater in the next meeting, maybe Toastmaster Dini can give us more spirit in the beginning of the meeting, because at the beginning, before, I felt like Toastmaster Dini was not as cheerful as usual. Are you okay, Toastmaster Dini? And okay, I hope Toastmaster Dini feeling well. And also for table topic master, and I really love when Toastmaster Mila give explanation a little bit in the beginning about what is table topics, and give feedbacks every time after our speakers in table topics speak. And maybe in the next meeting, Toastmaster Mila can give us more eye contact, since we are in the online meeting, so we can feel Toastmaster Mila more, so we can engage more to Toastmaster Mila. And then for timer, since Toastmaster Dini and I work together, yeah, we have a good, great cooperation. As a timer, we use the background also. And for the counter, Toastmaster Megan also use the slide and give the explanation to us very details about the filler words that we use in tonight's meeting. And but maybe in the next meeting, Toastmaster Megan can give us a little bit tips to avoid use of the filler words. And for the next is our grammarian. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Jasmine, because Toastmaster Jasmine explained to us about the best word and the quotes and the awkward words that used in our meetings tonight. But in the next meeting, maybe Toastmaster Jasmine can remind us about our word of the day through the chat box. But overall, I think that is very good report. And the last thing is, oh, I think that's all. Overall, our meetings went very smoothly, and we can back up each other. I think that's all from me. Back to you, Toastmaster Dini.
Hey, I'm back. I'm back. Yeah, thank you. Oh, I didn't know that you thought that I am not as cheerful as you think I am, but Anyway, but I still put all my heart to this meeting here. Don't worry, guys. I'm good. I'm well. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. That's how we run the meetings in Toastmasters. We learn from each other. We learn from prepared speech speakers. The message from them is very insightful for us, and we can have like some takeaways from each speaker, whether it is in prepared speech session and then table topic session. And thank you for all evaluation team members. We learned a lot from you, although I'm not the speaker for today, but I really learned a lot from how to make eye contact and then how to handle the question, to be consistent in giving the answer when we have a question and answer. So later on, each of any of us have a question and answer session in our presentation, we know what to do, right? Because we have learned it from our evaluators. And I think that's all for our tonight's meeting. But before we close our meeting, I would like to invite our president, Toastmasters Apri, to give some announcement, probably.
Okay, I will make announcement. And for announcement, our next meeting will be on weeks from now, which is Thursday, 17 at 7 p.m. So make sure to mark your calendar so you don't miss our meeting for the next. And I think I'll also have announcement about their club meeting. Maybe you can announcement right now.
So probably from Bhinneka Online or from Brunei Advanced Speakers or from Empire. If you have meeting announcement, you can put it in our chat box. Oh yes, this one. Oh, about crypto.
Hello, good evening, fellow Toastmaster and all you guys. Thank you for this opportunity. Empire Toastmaster have meeting in the 15th February at 7 p.m. So with great education, Pratah Manugraha is entrepreneur and crypto miner. So in the education, Mr. Pratama share about the crypto mining. So in Empire Toastmaster, we have a prepared speech, table topic, education, and humor and evaluator. Yesterday, Empire Toastmaster have a meeting with Mr. Ronald Wala, President Director PT Wisma Inti Makmur, share about the leaderships in the tough times. So Empire Toastmaster have education. So guys, if you interested to join in Empire Toastmaster meeting, you can contact me or contact Empire Toastmaster in Instagram. So or I can write my WhatsApp number in the chat box if you're interested. You can contact me. So in the 15th of February, Empire Toastmaster have a great education with Mr. Pratah Manugraha, is entrepreneur and crypto, talk or share about the crypto mining. So that's all for me. Thank you for this opportunity.
Okay, thank you. And I think we also have meeting announcement for Bhinneka Online.
Yes.
Right?
Hello. Yeah, Bhinneka Online will have our regular meeting on this Sunday from 6 to 8 p.m. So if you want to join, you can check out our Instagram account, Bhinneka Online Toastmaster, and then we will have lots of fun. Okay, see you there. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So if there are not any other announcement, I will officially close the meeting. And I would like to thank you for all of Toastmaster member and guests here, Toastmaster Lutfi, Toastmaster Lai Ling Ling, Toastmaster Aldo, and yeah, I will officially close the meeting for tonight. So see you again or next meeting.
Thank you, everybody. See you.